afternoon, good evening, all. It's Bear here. And I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, aboxwithnolid, a channel I'm creating not just to bring the awareness around the lived reality of trauma. And I just want to get what I have learned and seen over so many decades out into the world with the hope that it can make a difference and improve the quality of lives and awareness and so forth and so forth. Yes, this is the next video in the adoption series. And this video is going to be hopefully explainable in a way that people can understand and hopefully not too triggering. But I wanted to make a video around because it's the week before Christmas. And this time of year, any of the celebratory holidays for adoptees and for those that have, grown up through the foster care system, any of these pushed societal events that revolve around the lovingness of family, the coming together, the closeness of family, and all this drive that we are bombarded on TV commercials and posters and banners and decorations and songs and movies and so forth and so forth. This bombardment forces us, a lot of us, to withdraw away from it. Puts us in positions where we have to justify the difficulties of our past. And for the majority of adoptees I've known, most just want to forget. They don't even want to think that they are adopted. They just want to be normal and part of the family that raised them and part of the life they're creating for themselves. But there's this bombardment of reminders, even if you do everything you can to ignore it, it still hits the nervous system and the body. When you understand Professor Stephen Porges' work with neuroception, when you understand that how our nervous system responds even if we're unaware, I watch it happen. And I live it and experience every year. I've never had a birthday that's felt like a birthday. I've never had a Christmas that's felt like a Christmas. I walk away from Christmas in a state where I just want to crawl into a hole and never come out again, because every year I try to hope and convince myself to hope that I can be part of a family, actually feel part of a family, not pretend, not do it in some superficial way, but actually, like I see in the movies, like I see in different examples around me, those moments that you observe where kids they have that phenomenal bond to their family. I wanted to experience that whilst being an adult and having the knowledge and awareness that I have, knowing that it will never happen. And fighting that battle of everybody expects you to participate or to celebrate or to love Christmas, to get into decorating and all these sorts of things, where I loathe it because I know it will never meet a deficit, that I have no right to put on those that are there in front of me. But I still need to acknowledge what I feel. And that's the whole point of this particular video. I know so many adoptees that withdraw this time of year. I know so many adoptees that leave this time of year. I hear about it, you hear about it in the forums, and I personally know ones that won't be around in the new year because there's just no reason for them to. And there's nothing I can say to change that. There's nothing anybody can say to change that. As hard as that is, I respect people that choose that. And I live in that space more often than I like to admit. It's where you feel so long separated, and you tried so hard in every fashion and every way that people tell you to be part of the society that's around you, the groups and parties and socializations. And no matter how hard you try, there's always this barrier. And no matter how hard you try, you cannot get that barrier understood, and you're judged because of it. As hard as that is, to explain to another. I'm placing that out here on the YouTube channel because I want to, at the very least, acknowledge my own sense of feeling around these times of years, but also all of the adoptees, all of you out there, and those who've gone through foster care and the struggling childhood, the ones that remain with their biological family but had really bad and abusive childhoods, because it creates that same separation. I want to validate the struggles that you feel you have in your own way, in the hope, as small as this is, of doing it out on, on a video that I'm recording at a desk in my little room. I want to validate and acknowledge the struggle for all of you out there, as I also put mine out there in the hope that it shows others that yes, we all do have these difficulties. Birthdays for an adoptee, as we know, is a reminder of the day you were taken, the day your mother never came and picked you up, the day your family never showed. For me, I don't even know the birth date I have. I was assigned a day. I don't have an actual birth certificate. And there are countless others like me. And that's all brushed off, and we're expected to be able to go, yes, it's my birthday. Wow, it's awesome. Christmas, a day that is celebratory of a man, a woman, and a kid in a manger, in a crib. And that crib, the manger that the church goes, wow, this is cool, put it out everywhere, and all this, is the box with no lid. And all the lies that they say, because they say one thing and they enact another. I was trafficked and sold by a church. Countless adoptees are trafficked and sold by churches. Churches make billions from adoption. So all these conflicts, but if we raise it, we're bringing a dark cloud to that party. If we try to participate too hard and do something, we go a little over the top. Or we withdraw and we're, why are you withdrawn? Why are you so depressed? Why can't you just be? All these things that we hear throughout our lives and our relationships. Or we're just, well, no, he's just leave him over there, which is kind of where things get for a lot of us. I know when you look at the forums and the words behind the words for adoptees, and I really see that on social media, you can see the struggle. And this video, I'm not going to try to fix the struggle because I can't. But I want to acknowledge it and validate it because it is real. And I hope that if this video can go out there a little further than some of the other ones, because the world needs to validate what we feel. There is more and more research coming to the forefront. Dr. Bruce D. Perry has talks on YouTube where he explains and shows the clinical proof of how an infant that goes through trauma in the first 12 months of their life, even if you place them in the most perfect environment post that 12 months, will still live in a survival state, a functional free state, will still have attachment issues and struggles and difficulties in learning and education and in building a life. It doesn't just magically disappear, which contradicts the entire adoption brochure of going, well, you're taking somebody else's unwanted child and you're placing him in this loving family, your forever home, and it fixes things. It doesn't. It doesn't. More and more research is coming to the fore, but as soon as you put adoption into the mix, we're separate. Thankfully, the research is starting to push into the world of foster care a little bit more, where they're understanding the multiple placements and what children go through in the foster care system is completely recognized as trauma, and is completely recognized the functional free state, the survival states that come from it. Maybe in another 20 years, they may progress it into the world of adoption. But we're stuck still with, it was your forever home, be grateful. I want to validate my own feelings in this. I want to validate your struggles in this for all the adoptees that watch this and all those that have gone through foster care, as I've said a couple of times in this video. But I also want to give the one piece of advice that I can that is helpful is to get what you feel out in some format. The majority of laptops now have, cameras and microphones built in. You can do a video journal. Just get it out. Not for anybody to see, not to put it out there anywhere else. It is literally to articulate what you're feeling and do it over and over again until you're satisfied that you've got it right. Because we all need to learn to participate in the groups that we associate with. And we need to also have what we value understood. And the more we work with learning how to articulate, when you go through pre-verbal and early childhood, that fundamentally changes. We can't articulate. And we need to start to teach ourselves how to articulate what we're feeling. And to not accept the resentment from others when we articulate, because we have that right. We have the rights to the way we feel about things, especially the holidays. So take some time and learn and develop your way of explaining to others what you feel. And hopefully if you have some close enough friends, you can practice and work with them so that you can create those sentences that the superficial world around will accept. Not playing victim, but being a participant. I really hope this video makes sense. I really hope that those that are around us, that are our friends and colleagues, our families, understand what we struggle with, so that, like what I said earlier in this video, there is a hand that will reach out to the person that has reached the end of everything. Be safe. Be kind, be gentle, be respectful. You are seen, you are validated as much as this can. And I'll see you all next time. Hope.